At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning to you all. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger, Weather NorCal. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, June 6th. Boy, oh boy, I tell you what, it's just getting hotter and hotter, isn't it? You know, we're kind of in the middle of the heat wave right now. We saw highs, the hottest we've seen so far for the year, for pretty much everyone in the valley. More of the same today, believe it or not. It's going to be kind of about the same. Now, I do expect some of the mountain locations could be looking at the potential for some slightly warmer temperatures in some of those areas. And I do expect also, and you know, Futurecast did a great job showing that showers and thunderstorms, even the location in northeastern Lassen County and just kind of clipping southeastern Modoc County yesterday. So if you live up in that area, you may have seen the clouds off in the distance, and you may have, if you were close enough to those storms, to see or hear some rumbles of thunder as well. So definitely an interesting sight. And you know, the thing is, we could be looking at more thunderstorms for some of those mountain locations as well. Lisa's saying, she survived yesterday. Now to make it through today, we got this. Stay cool wherever you can. Yes, we have got this, folks. The thing is, you know, we kind of make that the comment that, you know, we're used to this heat around here. Yes, we are. Many of us are. However, we still can't forget about the fact that this is dangerous heat. We've got to be careful about that and know that that's the case here. So, yes, we've got more of the heat coming in today. And it looks like we do have some relief in sight, though. Okay, so the temperature's out there right now. And this is one of the categories and one of the reasons, or should I say the criteria for a heat advisory and excessive heat warnings. See, when the temperature overnight doesn't drop below 70 or 75, that's one of the contributing factors or criteria to an excessive heat warning. And of course, when the temperature is expected to be 105 or higher, that's another reason. So we're not seeing much relief from this heat overnight. So a lot of times, you know, this time of the year, you can open the windows at night, let the cooler air in. That's not the case, at least in the valley for today. 75 degrees in Chico, 79 right now in Oroville. I mean, we're almost still at 80 degrees this morning. 59 for Altura, 65 in Susanville. And there you can see Willow Creek about 53 degrees. Let's take a look at that visibility out there. And, you know, we're actually down to, interesting, I'm going to have to take a look at that. Now, as we look at the camera for Trinidad, or north of Trinidad, you can see we actually have some low clouds and fog there. But as I look at Crescent City right now, that's what we're looking at. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with that visibility marker for Crescent City, but that looks like some pretty darn good visibility to me. I don't know about you, but that looks pretty good to me. You can see Battery Point off in the distance. Looks like we're kind of in that low tide. But again, you head to the south, and this is to be expected. You head south towards places like near Trinidad, Eureka, places like that. And we do have more of that fog out there. So again, as I look at this, yeah, maybe south of Crescent City, I don't know. I don't have a camera out there. But you can see that we are seeing some of the low clouds and fog. Bottom line, there is some low clouds and fog around the Eureka area, Trinidad as well. So out the door this morning, for parts of the coast, there will be that patchy fog. But otherwise, I mean, we're going to be about 80 degrees in the valley, mid-60s, upper 60s for many of the higher elevations. Look at that, even in places like Susanville, for example, you're going to be in the low 70s this morning at 8 o'clock. So a mild start to the day, a warm start to the day for some of us, especially in the valley. Now the winds, they're not that bad right now. We're kind of reaching that trend now where we see the winds relax overnight, early morning hours, but then the winds pick up through the afternoon. But what you'll notice here is we take a look at the winds this afternoon. not that bad. They're coming in from a little bit more from the south, especially to the south end here, but about 10, 15 miles per hour. That's a little breezy, right? But definitely not a wind event by any stretch of the imagination. A little breezy off to the eastern and northern mountains as well. And of course, we're seeing those typical north winds along the coast. Tonight, looks like, again, still a little breezy in some spots here. Now, the fire weather risk for today is going to be high, but mainly, as you can see here, on the east side of the valley, it looks like that's where the strongest winds will be. But we still have hot conditions, and we still have very dry conditions out there as well. So the ridge of high pressure, you can clearly see that arc in the clouds. Also, notice the clouds over Northern California. That's in association with the thunderstorms we did see yesterday afternoon, and not to mention overnight in some areas. And we still have some of those leftover clouds this morning. But otherwise, those are kind of clearing out. So we look at Futurecast, and you can see this afternoon, even at 1 o'clock, some pop-ups beginning to develop here in the same areas as we saw yesterday. And then they get a little bit more intense by about 3 o'clock this afternoon. And even 5 o'clock, we're still seeing some of that shower and thunderstorm activity, and that may even linger on into the evening hours. And then it's gone by tonight and into tomorrow morning. Still have the excessive heat warning through this evening, with highs between 95 and 106 degrees. And we take a look at the heat risk. We're still within that major category, and what that essentially means is it affects anyone if you don't have the proper cooling and or hydration. So if you're healthy and feeling good and you overexert yourself in the heat, you will be impacted by this heat. So take it easy on yourself. And take it easy on your pets too. Remember that you're taking your dog for a walk, you're wearing shoes, so you can't feel the heat on your feet when you're walking your dog, but your dog can. Unless they have booties on, they can burn their paws. They can get burns, severe burns on their paws. So just going to be an example. If the grass is 90 degrees, the concrete is going to be 9 degrees warmer. And you can just take a look at all the different examples out there. Brick, asphalt, AstroTurf is actually the worst. If it's 90 degrees on the grass, the AstroTurf is going to be more like 125 degrees. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's best to take your dogs on early morning walks. And remember the 5-second rule. Take the back of your hand, and if you can't hold the back of your hand on the pavement or the surface that you're walking on for more than 5 seconds, it's too hot for your pet. Now, there's the barefoot rule as well, but how many of you go out there and walk your dogs barefoot? Probably not a lot of you. That's why the back of your hand is a good representation, because the back of your hand is actually more sensitive than your palm. So if you can't, if that heat is impacting, you're like, I can't keep my hand on that surface. Well, then it's hard for your dog. Just remember that. So here's what we have in store for us today. 106 for Redding, 103 for Chico. And there, of course, you can see 90 degrees for 8. I mean, look at these temperatures in the mountains. Lassen Park, one of the cooler spots at 78, but that's obviously at a much higher elevation. 97 for Susanville, 102 for Weaverville. Hayfork, for all intents and purposes, you'll get up to about 100 today. 71 in Trinidad, 65 out in Eureka. Now, looking at that 7-day outlook, this is the relief I'm talking about. So instead of 106, we're more like 97 on Saturday. So yes, it's about a 10-degree drop, but upper 90s is still hot. And, maybe not as hot for Red Bluff and Chico, but you get the idea. We do have some relief. But there's another heat wave coming in for early next week. But the good news is it's not going to last forever, because temperatures should drop toward the middle and latter part of next week. Now, the coast, flatlined, right, mid-60s. We take a look at the inland areas, yes, the up and down. We're also seeing that for Trinity County. And when we look at Mount Shasta, Altura, Susanville, yeah, you're still seeing, of course, the chance for showers in Modoc County, Eastern Mountains. But even Saturday, it looks like Mount Shasta and Siskiyou County could get in on some of that shower and thunderstorm activity. By the way, this is not widespread activity. This is going to be few and far between. It just depends on where you are. And then, of course, it looks like we will start to kind of warm things up again going into early next week. Take a look at some of the cameras out there. This is looking at Lake Oroville, North Forebay. It looks like we have the calm breeze. Look at I think those are ducks, maybe geese, hanging out in the water there. But the glass lake, again. We take a look at Main Street in Chico. You can see the traffic is running smoothly. It looks like they've just got a green light there. And we've got the sunny skies taking out to Highway 99 at Neal Road. Looking at the sunny skies there. Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive. You guessed it, sunny skies, no big surprises there. Hey, by the way, I want to remind you of the free Weather NorCal app. Just go to your app store, search for Weather NorCal, and download it for free today. You can also download from your Fire TV or your Roku. And there's a free Weather NorCal app there as well. You can watch the 24-hour streaming channel right from your TV. And if you don't have Roku or Fire Stick, YouTube. Most TVs are smart TVs these days if you have a fairly new TV, right? Within the last 5 years or so. Most likely it's a smart TV. And you'll be able to watch Weather NorCal on your TV via YouTube. And the cool thing about the YouTube app is, even on your TV, is you can watch the 24-hour streaming channel, but you can also watch the latest forecast that I download as well, or upload. So be sure to check that out. So today is our Thursday. It is time for our NorCal Ag Report, which is sponsored by Lassen Canyon Nursery. And this week, we meet the owner of a great resource for you. If you like going to the farmer's market, everybody does, but if maybe you can't make it that week, or you're just kind of too busy to get to the farmer's market, well, this is a great alternative for you, because you can get a lot of the farmer's market local sourced produce delivered right to your door. All right, or you can pick it up. So this week we are going to learn more about Field to Fork, California.
Report sponsored by Lassen Canyon Nursery. I'm here this week with Rochelle from Field to Fork, California, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her business and the products and what she has to offer.
So Field to Fork, California is a farmer's market to your door. We work with all local producers in Glenn, Butte, Tehama, and Shasta counties to bring our customers what farms and ranchers produce directly to them. So every week we have boxes that go out either on subscription, or you can just purchase as needed. We fill them up with 6 to 8 items, all seasonal items, and like I said, bring it directly to you just like you were shopping at the farmer's market, but with a little more convenience.
Some beautiful products, yes, from around the North State, and you can add on, right? Can you pick and choose items?
You can add on. So when it comes to our produce boxes, what we mainly have is what's called a farmer's choice box, where we choose what goes in the box. We have just started this week where you can pick your own box. We send you an email that lists 12 items, and from that you pick a certain amount of items, which items you want in your box. We also have proteins, so chicken, beef, pork, sometimes lamb. We have a rancher's choice box for those items, or we do have where you can order just the cuts that you're interested in. And then sometimes we have honey, we always have eggs, we have seasonal bouquets, so a farmer's market bouquet every week if you're interested. All online on our website at www.fieldtoforkca.com.
Wonderful. Yes, I've used her services before, and I can attest it's beautiful, beautiful produce, excellent meat, and locally sourced.
Locally sourced.
Yeah, so love what you guys are doing here.
Thank you.
And I heard there might be some changes coming up.
So we have some really big changes coming up. This month is celebrating our 6 years in business, which we couldn't have done with all the support from not only the farmers and producers, but also our customers. On Friday, on our social media and through email, we are going to be announcing the biggest change we've made yet. So make sure that you're following us and you're tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you
you
so much. Thank you for joining us from this week's Ag Report.
All right, so there it is right here. I took it. Here's a look at the website, and a really well-developed, well-designed, impressive website. This is fieldtoforkca.com. So if you look here, you can see shop online and look at their subscriptions. And if you kind of scroll down, you can learn more about it, how they partner with local farms and producers to bring the farmer's market to your front door. So what I was talking about, right? If you don't happen to have time to get to the farmer's market that week, well, you're in luck. They can take care of you. So there it is. You can see shop online. You've got CSA. So we'll take you to, you can select a plan. You got the Farmer's Choice Produce Box, Farm Fresh Eggs. Look at, they even sell flowers. I mean, that's pretty cool. And they also have protein, Rancher's Choice Protein Box. So, I mean, that's really cool. And there you can see, again, you've got the different things here for farm box. So looks like the small box. So the one that you saw there in the video, that's an example right there, the Farmer's Choice Produce box, which is small. And then, of course, you can kind of pick your own and pick and choose. And there is, look at the Rancher's Choice Protein as well. So you add that to your cart, probably enter all of your information, and you will be good to go. By the way, you mentioned there's going to be an announcement that they're going to make on social media. Looks like they haven't made that announcement just yet. So if you're interested in what that big announcement is going to be, you can go to your Facebook post or Facebook page, go to Field to Fork CA, and they've got a Facebook page there, and they will be making their announcement. And I think she had mentioned too that she's going to be making the announcement on the website as well. So if you don't have Facebook, you can also go to fieldtoforkca.com and you can check it out. Really, really impressive website. I love what they're doing here. Of course, my wife was the one interviewing. She loves what they're doing, and I think they do an amazing job. Again, that box that you saw on that video was ours. She gave it to us, so that was very nice. It was the strawberries in there. Oh my gosh, it must be strawberry season right now because strawberries are super sweet right now. But we're excited to kind of dig into that box and see what we can make from it. So I want to thank them over at everybody out there at Farm to Fork, California, and hopefully you can check out their website and take advantage of what it is they offer. Okay, let's see here. Curtis Brown saying 7 miles west of Red, topped out at 110 degrees out at his place. Oh man, yes, I heard about that. There is a power outage since 7:30 last night. Had to start up the generator to run their swamp cooler. Oh, I mean, how dreadful is that? Actually, if I go in here, I think we can show where that is. I don't use it very often. Well, yeah, I don't. I could sit here and try to figure it out and waste your time, so I'm not going to do that. But yes, there are some power outages in Tehama County, and talk about timing. We're doing the 106, and of course over at Curtis's place it's 110 degrees. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Curtis. Jackie saying good morning, and we've got good morning from Dizzy Did as well. So thank you all for chiming in. We're going to take a look at the National Day calendar. So it's D-Day, June 6th. Of course, that is a big history in the making, or was history in the making. National Eyewear Day. Come on, what? National Higher Education Day, June 6th. National Applesauce Cake Day. Who knew? I didn't even know there was an applesauce cake. National Drive-In Movie Day. Who remembers drive-in movies? Who did the drive-in movie thing? Now, obviously, we think about high school kids taking their sweethearts to the movies, and they probably didn't watch a whole lot of the movie, right? But I remember as a kid going with the whole family, and it was probably cheaper. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't pay for it, but I bet you, because we had it was my step family as well. There were 5 kids, and we didn't have a lot of money. And I remember we would pack everybody in the car and we'd go to the drive-in movie theater. And it was, that little speaker you put in the window, and we would order some popcorn, and that was fun. That was fun. I don't think drive-ins are quite as much of a thing anymore, but I think they still do it. National Gardening Exercise Day. Hey, there you go. Gardening is a great form of exercise. And National Yo-Yo Day. I should remind my son, he's a big yo-yo fan. So there you have it. But yeah, who remembers the movie theaters? Anybody? Anybody remember the drive-in movie theaters? I mean, that was fun. Jackie Dixon is saying, happy birthday to my husband, Dizzy. All right, happy birthday. I'd sing, but then everybody's going to stop watching immediately. So I don't want to do that. So tell your husband I said happy birthday to him. If he's not watching, happy birthday to you, Dizzy, if you're watching. If not, then I'll have your I'll count on your wife to tell you I said happy birthday. And of course, my wife, who's in the other room, says happy birthday as well. Jeff saying good morning to you. Of course, good morning to you as well, Jeff. Okay, so what do you say? Some of you are probably going, oh, well, where's the forecast? Well, I do an early, right at 7 o'clock, kind of just get a little chatting out of the way. And then I do just kind of a brief forecast for the day. So be sure to check that out. By the way, I also have, I upload it every morning, Monday through Friday. It's called Quickcast, or Krueger's Quickcast. And in about 1 to 2 minutes, depending on how active the weather is, you can get your weather forecast really quickly. If you're in a rush, in a hurry, you don't have time to watch Coffee with Krueger, right? It's just another source of information for you to help make your life more convenient. So it's a quick forecast. So before you head out the door, you can watch it, and then you can be prepared for the day as you're heading out. You know how hot it's going to be. Is it going to rain? Are there thunderstorms? Is it cold this morning? Do I need to bring a jacket? All that. All of that information right there for you. So it's really, really easy for you to check it out. So just go to the regular forecast page. So weathernorcal. In fact, I'll show you real quickly here. Let's do that before we get to the forecast. I'm going to show you. Well, let's go to weathernorcal.com. So right here, right up here, see how it says forecast videos? Click on that. So right here, you'll see the NorCal forecast. That's the long one that I do, right? The extended forecast. But there's also Krueger's Quickcast. You click on that, and again, as I mentioned, it is just a quick way for you to get the forecast. So I highly recommend you check that out, especially if you're in a hurry. If not, you want to get the full detailed forecast, you can watch it right here on Coffee with Krueger, or you can also watch it, if you can't watch Coffee with Krueger, right there from the NorCal forecast, right there. Check it out. I mean, this website, I tell you what, folks, if you're weather and you want to know everything about the weather, it's all right there. But again, also, you got the ag report, you got the fire danger, you got road conditions, you got Animal Family, which has Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals, a pet of the week, which we'll have tomorrow. So just a lot of great information here for you to check out on the website. All right, just wanted to do a little website plug. Let's get into our forecast. And of course, as you know, Coffee with Krueger is made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. Because at Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. So be sure to give your support and shout out to Wind River Resort and Casino. And of course, you've got that nice clock there. Nice clock there, also brought to you by Wind River. Let's take a look at what's going on right now here at 7:23 this morning. As we do look at that clock, you can see it's 78 degrees and ready. Now, I've mentioned this before the heat wave arrived. I was telling you kind of the criteria for heat advisories, excessive heat warnings. One of those criteria for an excessive heat warning is if it's 105 degrees or higher expected. We certainly saw that. The other criteria is if the overnight low, for the most part, doesn't drop below 75 degrees. Look at these temperatures. We're well into the 70s, mid-70s, even upper 70s. 78 degrees for Reading right now, 79 for Oroville. It is a warm start to the day. Now, obviously, it's not as warm in the mountains, but still pretty mild for this time of the year. Even for Alturas at 59 degrees, 54 in Hoopa. Of course, yes, the coast, right? You're cooler at low 50s. Now, the headlines, we're in the middle of the heat wave right now. It was hot yesterday. It's going to be just the same today. Temperature starts to drop again. Fire danger is increasing. Isolated showers and thunderstorms, much like what we saw yesterday at a lot of the same locations. And then a slight temperature drop going into the weekend. So let's take a look at the winds right now. Pretty calm. We're kind of reaching that time of the year and this pattern here where we see the calm winds in the morning. They pick up a little bit in the afternoon. They die down again Friday morning. See how they're dying down? We go into Friday afternoon. Yeah, actually the winds are picking up even more. West winds for the eastern mountains, and then of course the strong north winds for the coast. They die down again Saturday morning, and then they pick back up again here for your Saturday afternoon. So I want to show you the fire danger. And before we get to that though, we're going to take a look at the humidity. So we go into the afternoon, and yeah, we're down to the single digits for the valley. Okay, and then we go into Friday. No big surprises, right, with the heat. Single digits for the humidity. And then we take you into Saturday afternoon. The humidity level is increasing a little bit, especially the north end of the valley, but still very dry. So as a result, look at mainly on the east of I-5 is where we have the highest fire danger, but you know, we still got to be concerned on the west side as well. We still got to use the necessary precautions. For your Friday, looks like even hotter, not hotter, but actually higher fire danger. So it's still going to be those stronger winds coming from the south, very dry conditions. Then on Saturday, once again, you'll notice is kind of this trending more towards the east side of the valley. But once again, don't go, oh, okay, it's okay. No, we still got to be careful, even on the west side of the valley here. So this big ridge of high pressure that's in place, see these clouds? Those are still kind of left over from the showers and thunderstorms we saw off into the east and northeastern portions of the state, Modoc County, Lassen County in particular, and we're seeing some of those clouds left over. But those will probably break away, and then we'll be looking at this ridge of high pressure continue to be the dominant feature. So there's the main ridge. It's off to our east. That's the hottest, right? Not as hot for us, but still hot, right? But not all hope is lost. Because see this right here? This is what's moving on in, over, not in, but it's moving to our north. That is breaking at this ridge of high pressure. So think of a ridge of high pressure, that dome of high pressure. The higher that dome is, the hotter the temperatures are, especially in the center part of that dome. When you get a storm like this riding over that dome, what happens is that dome, instead of being up here, it kind of goes down here. So the dome isn't quite as high, and as a result, our temperatures start to drop. So that's essentially what's happening there. The dome is getting smaller thanks to this cooler air riding to the north. But, right? So it cools off for the weekend, or should I say, not as hot over the weekend, still mid-90s, give or take, depending on where you are. Look at this, another dome of high pressure. There's the main dome right here, but that heat is moving in Monday, Tuesday. Once again, we're back over 100 degrees for Monday, Tuesday, but look what happens. You see that? That cooler air is riding to the north, and it's breaking down and making that into a smaller dome and pushing it to the south. Not only that, but as we go into Thursday of next week, this cooler air is diving to the south. But wouldn't you know, this heat that's impacting us this week, it's going to try to come back up in parts of next week as well. But again, with these storm systems just pushing eastward, it's suppressing that heat. So not all hope is lost. That's what I really wanted to communicate here, because yes, it's going to be hot today. It'll be hot early next week. But once we get past Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, some cooler air is going to help to kind of suppress that heat a bit. And when we look at the long range, you see that. You know, you think about the last several days, we've been really in these darker oranges, keeping us in that above normal category. Let me get that mouse out of there. In that above normal category. But we're really mainly within just barely above normal. And on top of that, cooler air making its way into the Pacific Northwest. All right, not bad, right? So there you can see the excessive heat warning for the valley surrounding foothills. This is until through this evening, by the way. So it will be allowed to expire here later on tonight. As a result, we have a heat risk, which is major. That means everyone needs to take it easy. It doesn't matter how healthy you are. When you start getting into the major heat, you've got to drink plenty of water, and you've got to take several breaks if you have to be outside. But then by tomorrow, it'll mainly impact people who are sensitive to the heat, especially elderly, those that may be ill, and on top of that, of course, young children. So we need to be on the lookout for them. But that being said, we're not seeing the red on the map. And in fact, take a look at this. Take a look at Saturday. We're getting more of the minor to moderate category. So things are improving as we go into the weekend. Still mid-90s, give or take, for the valley, but at least not 105, more like 95, right? And then as we go into Sunday, we're starting to see more oranges on the map here. And then look at this. By Monday of next week, yes, we're back into the moderate to major category. So temperatures increasing again into early next week. So here's the trend. Dropping. Now for Redding, still in the upper 90s, but places like Red Bluff, Chico, I think you could see maybe some 94s, 95s in there. But then we go back up Monday, Tuesday, back down. Now keep in mind, the average high this time of the year is about 88 degrees. All right, so we're still well above normal. And this is not terribly uncommon, by the way, for us to see heat waves like this early in June. But we do have some relief inside. There's the drop over the weekend for Mount Shasta, and then picking back up again. And for Weaverville, just kind of give you an idea, but the mountains, still that same trend. Down, then right back up again for early next week. But the coast, flat line. You just got to love that, right? If you don't live on the coast, that's those are some envious. You definitely envy those numbers, right? For those of you that live on the coast, I'm sure you're going, oh man, I'm glad I don't live in the valley or in the mountains right now, right? It's that time of the year. So we do have some of that morning fog for parts of the coast. We still have some of those clouds this morning. Those will dissipate, but then they'll begin to reestablish themselves, and then we see a chance for more showers and thunderstorms. This placement is pretty much the same placement that we saw yesterday afternoon and evening. So I think, El Tourist, not out of the question for you to at least hear the rumbles of thunder, if not get caught up in some of those showers. Then we go into about 6 p.m. That kind of pushes northward. Then we're still seeing that chance, especially around towards Cedarville, for example. And then it's gone by late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Maybe some fog again along parts of the coast. Another repeat on Friday. Maybe not as widespread, but Friday could be looking at a chance for some of those showers and thunderstorms. By 6 p.m. it's pretty much gone. And then again, you can see some of that fog developing along the coast, maybe more fog up and down the coast Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. Now it's looking more like it's focused on Siskiyou County, but I still don't want to rule out maybe some activity here for Modoc and even Lassen County as well. So just be aware of that. More afternoon showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast for some of the mountains. There you can see the wave heights for today fairly high, but they will start to get lower as we go into your Friday. So we still have, in fact, it was a gale warning the last few days. It's been downgraded to a small craft advisory, but small craft advisory nonetheless. So if you need to be on a small boat, just take note that it still have some pretty high wave heights up there. So let's take a look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Right around 100 degrees or higher for today and tomorrow, but those temperatures do drop as we go into the weekend. I mean, look at that. Even along the Highway 299 corridor, it is getting pretty hot out there. Let's take you out towards southern Trinity County. High-on-Palm, 91, 92 for Forest Glen, and 93 degrees for Wildwood. Hayfork, you're going to be kind of hovering around that 99 to 100 degree point. Southern Humboldt County, there you can see 77 degrees for Red Crest, 88 degrees for Garberville. Temperatures around 90. Low 80s for the weekend, back up in the mid to upper 80s by Monday, Tuesday of next week. All right, we take you up to the north. I've been having some, you may have noticed, and I apologize for this, but there have been some weird bugs in my weather computer that I've had to go in and fix a lot of different maps. Unfortunately, if I fix one map and there's another map out there that's the same, I have to go fix that other map out there. And so I'm finding these as I go along. So this should be the same as Ferndale. It should be partly cloudy. So again, I apologize for some of the things that have been inaccurate in the 24-hour channel, but I've been trying to get those fixed. I was working hard yesterday to try to get it all fixed. So just bear with me here. But there again, that should be partly cloudy in Fortuna. That should be partly cloudy. I thought I fixed this, but apparently not. I've been calling customer support on a regular basis. They're still looking into it as well. Okay, so anyways, this is all, don't even pay attention. I'm going to get that fixed. So hopefully by tomorrow that's going to be all fixed. 73 degrees for Blue Lake, 95 in Hoopa, 96 for Willow Creek. And there are those temperatures. Yeah, they're dropping in the mid-80s for Hoopa. We're back up in the low 90s by Monday and Tuesday of next week. We take it up north, Smith River, 82, 69 for Klamath, 72 degrees for Oric. And out in Crescent City, yeah, obviously much cooler. And look at those temperatures, mid to even some upper 90s for some of those higher elevations. Do have a slight chance for a stray shower or thunderstorm on Saturday, even for Scott Valley. And especially, though, the main thunderstorms that Futurecast was picking up on Saturday is over the mountain itself and not much elsewhere. 94 degrees for Weed. There you can see 96 today for Mount Shasta City and 91 degrees for Tule Lake. Let's take you off to Modoc County, where temperatures there will be in the low 90s, off and on chances, mainly afternoon showers and possible thunderstorms here through Saturday, and then that chance should diminish going into your Sunday and Monday. How about the eastern mountains? Well, we'll be looking at isolated chances for showers and thunderstorms through Saturday in the afternoon and evening. 95 for Montgomery Creek, Paynes Creek about 97 degrees. Take out to Lake Almanor and Lassen Park. I did finally get all those fixed, it looks like. Those have been broken for a while too. But there you can see 91 degrees for Lake Almanor Peninsula, Chester about 92, and look at that, Summit Lake, 78 degrees. That's where I want to be today. There's a look at the eastern mountains, Paradise. It's getting hot, 96 degrees for today, but temperatures dropping going into the weekend, and there's that chance for isolated showers and thunderstorms for eastern Lassen County. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast, brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Triple digits pretty much anywhere you go today, but temperatures drop down to the mid-90s for places like Red Bluff and Chico for Saturday, Sunday, but then we're back up to 100 degrees or higher for early next week. We take a look at that 7-day outlook for Redding. We're seeing the temperature slowly drop after today. Upper 90s for Reading for Saturday, Sunday. And then on Monday, Tuesday, even into Wednesday, we're talking about those temperatures of 104, 105 degrees. Again, it's a mini heat wave because it looks like those temperatures should start to drop as we take you into the middle and latter part of next week. Looks like we have another birthday. Happy birthday to Dustin. So Jackie Dixon. Boy, Jackie, you know a lot of people with birthdays. So Dustin has a birthday. Oh, no. Okay, so Jackie, you're not the... It's Catherine Schmidt who's saying, good morning, happy birthday to my grandson, Dustin. And loved drive-in movies. Yes, drive-in movies were fun, weren't they? Obviously, they're not a thing anymore. So, kind of interesting here. Well, this is fun. People telling me if it's a birthday, let's do that. If you know anybody with a birthday, let me know in the comment section below. By the way, some of you may be wondering, well, I'm watching on Roku, I can't comment, or why can't I comment? Well, because that's unfortunately the way that the platform works. If you're on Facebook, X, otherwise known as Twitter, or on YouTube, and when I say YouTube, like on your computer or your smartphone, but if you're watching on YouTube on your smart TV, you won't be able to interact. So I just kind of wanted to give you a quick heads up on that. So, yeah, some birthdays. So we have got a birthday for Dizzy. Happy birthday to you. And we've got a birthday for Dustin, which is Catherine Schmidt's grandson. So happy birthday to you all. And hopefully we have more birthdays. In fact, you know what? Tomorrow's my wife's birthday. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's going to be a surprise. It's not a surprise for her, though. So very excited about that. It is going to be her birthday, and she's going to be another year younger. Okay, folks. What do you say we wrap up with some cameras, cue the music, get ready to wrap up this show of Coffee with Krueger on this Thursday, June 6th. So glad you all could make it this morning. I appreciate you checking in. Remember to download the free Weather NorCal app. Remember to go to weathernorcal.com and watch all the great program that we have. Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals, the Ag Report, Pet of the Week, which we'll have tomorrow. A lot of great things here that we can do here at Weather NorCal and outside of even just the weather. But of course, this is still going to be the best place for you to get. Dizzy saying wife wasn't supposed to say anything either, LOL. I know. Some of us can be humble with our birthdays, and I'm one of those. My birthday was actually May 28th. I didn't mention anything to you all because it's just, I'm reaching that age where I'm like, listen, man, I don't want to celebrate my birthday. But, other people do. Especially, friends, loved ones, they all love to celebrate your birthday. So, all right, that's cool. So thank you, Dizzy, for playing along. I certainly appreciate that. So yeah, we're looking at a camera just north of Trinidad. This is a camera that I put up over a year ago, and it's been working beautifully. This is out at Elk Country, one of my wife and I's favorite spots. A lot of times you'll see the elk kind of hanging out there as well. So thank you all so much for watching. We're going to wrap up this show and call it a day, or call it a morning, because we got a whole day ahead of us, a good day. Speaking of that, have yourselves a great day. Stay safe. Watch out, please, in this heat. Just kind of check in on the elderly. Check on those infants and young children. Check up on those people who may be more sensitive to this heat, and make sure that they are staying healthy. Make sure that they are staying hydrated and have a place to cool off. And make sure you take care of yourself. Don't overexert yourself in the heat today, folks. Take it easy. Have a safe day. And we'll see you tomorrow morning on Coffee with Krueger starting at 7 a.m. right here on Weather NorCal.
Bye.